Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CoLab, SpacetoCo's free monthly online sessions designed to assist those working in community venues to learn, upskill, and be inspired to do their work more effectively and efficiently. We hope you find these sessions useful for the important work you do in our local communities. For those of you who are watching this recording after this live event, hello, and we hope you get valuable knowledge from this session. My name is Carmela, and I organize these monthly learning series. And just a little bit about SpacetoCo before we move on. Our mission in SpacetoCo is to help community venues be a thriving hub in their communities. We do so by providing opportunities to be able to grow bookings, increase community engagement, as well as support. We also create and provide free resources for those working in community venues. SpacetoCo is a two-sided marketplace where you can list your spaces where guests can find and book them online. It is also an efficient booking system tool where you can reduce your admin by 80%. We work with a number of local governments as well as community centers across Australia and New Zealand. So today's session is how your regular hires can provide value to your community and venue. So regular hires are often seen as just users of your venue, but what if they're actually one of the greatest community assets that you can have? Vital contributors to your community's growth and engagement. So in this session, we will explore how community centers can leverage the regular hires to create lasting impact beyond financial contributions. You'll gain insight in the real value regular hirers bring, from fostering connections to driving local initiatives that reflect the community's needs and values. Through practical examples and case studies, you'll see how regular hires can enrich programming, enhance activation, and contribute to the center's overall mission. You'll also learn how shifting to an online booking system like SpacetoCo can streamline processes and free up time for more intentional relationship building with hirers. So we're going to learn how to nurture these relationships, integrate regular hires into your community's fabric, and ensure your venue's success isn't just about the space. It's about the people who use it as well. We're so lucky to have Alice, our speaker for today. She is a passionate advocate for community development and engagement. She's currently completing a diploma in community services. She is dedicated to fostering inclusive and safe spaces within the community. Alice began her journey at Vic Park Community Center in November 2023. During her work experience, contributing to the center's 30th anniversary celebrations. She has since taken on a coordinating role for the cultural dinners in partnership with the Vic Park Arts Center and recently assumed responsibilities for admin and facilities. So welcome to the CoLab, Alice. Just pop her into the stage. Here we go. Hi, Alice.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Kaya, hello, Wanju, and welcome to my presentation. Just a little acknowledgement of country from where I'm joining you all. Kaya, hello, Wanju, welcome. Nija, Nunga, Wajak, Puja. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this Nunga Puja that I'm living in community today, to pay my respects to the elders of this beautiful country, and to celebrate our shared experiences on this beautiful, rainy, cold Jilba Tuesday morning here in WA. It's 9 a.m. here. And I sit here and share with you all about my beautiful space that is the Victoria Park Community Centre. Now, first, the presentation, I've just kind of done it a little bit in three parts, as a little bit of an introduction to our space, an introduction to our regular hires, a little bit of an in-depth analysis of how collaboration actually works and looks like in community, and then the SpacetoCo aspect of how partnering up with SpacetoCo has really given us that time back to do what we do best, and that is community engagement and development. Now, that's how the presentation is going to run, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. So how regular hires can provide value to your community, essentially elevating partnerships beyond the room booking. Now, what do we mean by that? What we mean by that is like we come into contact with so many people, and they hire our space, and Let me just show you my space to begin with. By the way, I'm Alice. I'm the facilities admin and child safety person at Victoria Park Community Centre. I love my role at the center. If you meet anyone on the street and you ask, "Oh, do you know Alice from the community center?" They won't probably say to you that, "Oh, she's the facilities admin or child safety person." They'll say, "Oh, she's the chatty girl who offers you a cup of tea." So, on that note, if you do want to grab yourself a cup of tea, please do so, because I know it's wet weather, it's lovely, but a hot cup of tea goes a long way. Um, the values that we embrace at the community center is collaboration. Working together, we grow community, we grow connections, and we support ideas that come to us from community. Our mantra at the community center is yes, and like how, yes, we can support you, but and how much of support can we give to you? So that's kind of the mantra behind the collaboration. Imagine is also another aspect of our values, because we need imagination to drive that, collaboration idea. We need to imagine out of the box, see how things could work, align, and get a community mobilized. We thrive as community together through collaboration as well, and that's why today's topic as to how we can maximize regular hires. And our culture is very warm, welcoming, inclusive, and creative. We we this is like the core values of VPCC. There's nothing more. Even if I don't say anything more, this is Victoria Park Community Centre and its essence. Um, this is home. This is Victoria Park Community Centre. As you can see, there's a staircase. Just on top of this staircase is like a humongous car park. So we've been very fortunate to get free parking as part of our venue through the town of Victoria Park, which is our funder, our collaborator, our networking partner. As you come into our foyer, you get to see this beautiful artwork. You walk in and it feels like you're walking into somebody's home. There's a kitchen on the right hand side, and as I said earlier, the first thing we offer is a cup of tea or coffee. Please, as you come into our space, make yourself at home, grab yourself a cuppa, come have a chat. And that's what it's all about. That's community building at its core. Now, also, when our regular hirers book this space, it normally doesn't mean that a staff is there. We're team of 3 part-time staff. So mostly when regular hires come into the space, there's no one to greet them. They have used SpacetoCo to book the space. They have the codes to get into the space. And this is just home. You walk in, you've got a code, you walk into the space, and it's home. It's yours. You're going to use it to the fullest that you can. This is the entire space. Our rooms are one big space. Its capacity is 148 people at any given time. But we also have a concertina door, as you can see, which we pull shut. And what happens is it divides the space into 2 rooms. Now, these are beautiful rooms. This is room 1, which sometimes I like to call the yellow room. Because it goes with our branding, as well as the fact that we have 2 Henry vacuum cleaners. One of them is a yellow one and one of them is a green one, and you can understand why the yellow room. This one has a yellow vacuum cleaner. So this is our space when it's all shut up. This has a capacity of about 50 people at any given time, and it's very versatile, as you can see. This is room 2. Mostly we see a lot of hirers use room 2 as birthday party hire, or younger children engagement kind of room hire, because from the back door you can see straight into the playground. I just wanted to share how some of the marketing stuff that we do to support our regular hires. One of it, which is our What's On. What's on has the full calendar for a quarter. So if anyone who's a regular hirer or otherwise hires the space, their hire goes onto the calendar and then it gets distributed within community to get that visibility. Um, the reason we do this is so that our regular hirers, if they do bring a cohort with them, that's fair and nice, but also to open up the opportunity that our regular hire brings to the community, in essence, so that the community knows what's happening at the center, they feel connected, and they get people in community get a sense of belonging. Victoria Park Community Center is basically home to a lot of community members that I can think of. And it's not just people who are just engaging with the center. No, these are regular hires who are engaging with the center. They want to be with the center because it's of its location, yes, but also about the support, holistic support that they get from the center. As in, if they're a not for profit, then they get a different rate. We support them with marketing. We support them in getting their name out there. But not only that, we support our regular hirers to network with each other. Now, every year for Christmas, we open up the whole space and we have our Christmas party at the center. And we welcome all our regular hires throughout the year, or any hirer throughout the year who has used the space, to come and celebrate with us, because it's one of those, hallmark celebrations of the year. So yeah, last year was so much fun and everyone got to network. Now, coming to our this is a picture that is so close to my heart. We have a program that we do, which is Noongar language lessons at the community center. And it's not just for children. As you can see, there's parents there, and these parents and grandparents that bring their children, they actually sit in the class, they actually learn with their children in the class. And it just shows so much community, that sense of belonging that I was talking about earlier, that it just, fills my cup up, really. Our regular hires. Now, of course, these aren't all our regular hires, but I wanted to spotlight these particular ones because they are there every week, every month for years. Now, some of our regular hires, let's just take, for example, Pitter Patter Music, Activate Mental Health, Hannah's House. They've been, and SMOS. SMOS has been with us for nearly 12 years. Hannah's House has been with us for 5 years. Pitter Patter Music has been with us for a good long time, I think about 8 years. Activate Mental Health, similarly, about 10 years. So all of these, No Lights, No Light Crow, also, 8 years. So all of these partnerships that we have with our regular hires, not only them using the space, but also connecting them with community, because they are a service provider. They bring these services to community, which would otherwise be a gap. I'm gonna talk a little bit about each of the regular hires that I've just spotlighted. SMOS, which is St. Mary's Outreach Service, is a community dinner on Monday nights at 7 p.m. They come in with a host of volunteers and just provide dinner. Open to community, anyone can come in. It's not funded. It's they got a little bit of support from the town of Vic Park, but they're always looking for more financial support because of the good work that they do. They're always, and as you can see in the photograph, they have loads of volunteers. And when I'm talking about SMOS, I'm also thinking that, there are other services linked when St. Mary's is in the space. They bring, there's Brolly Brigade here in WA, which is a shower service. If people are rough sleeping and they don't have access to showers that regularly, then at least once in a week we know that somebody is getting that well needed hot shower. We have Orange Sky is a laundry service. They partner with SMOS as well, and they bring their laundry vans with them, and they park up in our parking space. And this allows people who are, really not um, doing so well in the economical climate currently, to have a free service just to come and do their laundry. If nothing, then you have clean clothes to wear, clean, dry clothes to wear. So I feel like this is such a amazing program that happens in our space that engages with so much of community. And I just want to tell you, everyone, that there's a sun out, yes, but it is pouring just outside my window. So yeah, moving forward. Greenhouse Education. Greenhouse Education is a registered training organization that is offering free to the community early childhood education certificate 3. Now, this happens in the space Mondays and Tuesdays. So, for that particular day and time, the room 1 transforms into a lecture hall, like a TAFE classroom. And these students, they come from all backgrounds. They are ranging in age groups. They come, they learn, and it's a free service. So they really take advantage of that. Get empowered to follow a financially free pathway. And I feel like it's such a well needed service in community, is empowering people to pursue their dreams, to pursue that financial freedom. Especially in today's climate, economical climate, it's hard. Pitter patter music is really close to my heart. Wednesday mornings transforms room 1 into this giggling cacophony of wonderful, beautiful noise that comes through the office window while I'm tapping away on my keyboard. Rachel, who runs Pitter Patter Music, she does a few sessions, and they're structured, and the drums are going, the cymbals are going, and the kids are having a fun time. They're learning about instruments. They're making these beautiful musical, although as might not be a symphony type music as we are used to as adults, but it just fills my cup to listen to these young people, like toddlers, 2, 3, 4 year olds, just bang away on musical instruments. Just amazing. And Rachel is so amazing as a facilitator. She's you can definitely see her passion when you listen to the music come through. And then, like, at the end of the session, she'll put on like a very popular pop song at the moment, like whatever's popular, she'll put it on, and parents, grandparents, kids, they're on their feet, they're dancing, and then it just makes you feel so warm inside just to listen to them do all of that. And this is why I don't get my work done, by the way, just so everyone knows. And moving on. Oh, sorry, clicked twice. Reach Her. Now, Reach Her is a very passionate program. Marianne Tsai is the founder of Reach Her, and Reach Her is all about empowering women. Women's empowerment to get financial freedom, to be on their feet, to look after their family. I'm unsure if anyone's heard of this statement where if you teach women, they teach the community. So this is where that idea of Reach Her came originally from, is trying to reach that people who have recently immigrated to Australia, haven't found their cohort, haven't found their feet in society at the moment, in community, and to find a group of warm, welcoming women who can go, all right, we run a business school, we run a mentorship program, and these are all funded through the Town of Vic Park. They have won amazing awards for the work that they do in community. They have hosted dinners, fundraisers, sausage sizzles. They are empowering women to find ways of maximizing their potential, and the drive that these women have, like the COO of Richer is Richer, and she is a life coach. And what she brings with her in those experiences, that wealth of knowledge to the women who engage with Richer, is just phenomenal. Very recently, Richa announced a new CEO that they have contracted. Now, when I highlight the CEO is a brilliant lady. Her name is Mary Francis. Currently, she is the temp. She's the maternity leave manager of Victoria Park Community Center, as you can understand why I'm trying to highlight her. But she is a wealth of knowledge, and I believe that which her and Mary are such a beautiful marriage in process. I feel like they are just gonna take this really, grassroots project based, not for profit, and bring it out and flesh it out into the world, because the world needs more of reach her type not for profit organizations. Yeah, I was involved with them as well a little bit, so it is quite close to my heart. These women are beautiful. I'm on site now. Last year, probably around this time of the year, was wet and raining, and these two lovely people just bursted into the foyer. There was a gentleman, his name is Lee, and there was a lady, and her name is Karen. And they walked in, and me being me, I didn't even ask what was going on. It was like, hi, how's it going? It's wet outside. Let's have a cup of tea. Would you like to talk to me? Would you like to see the space? Without even giving them a breath, like a moment to take a breath, let alone answer any of my questions. It was like, da. It was like, come in, grab a coffee, let's go, look at the space. Why are you here? And they're like, oh, we love this energy. Can we hire this space? And I was like, yeah, what exactly do you need to hire this space for? And turns out they are a service provider for NDIS. What they do is they connect people with NDIS plans with service providers. And I felt like at that point in time, it was such a gap in our community center space. We did not have connections where we could say, oh, I know of somebody who can connect you with a service provider. Or if somebody comes in and goes, I've got an NDIS plan, I'm struggling, the people I'm engaging with I'm not finding that, gelling happening. I'm not happy, but I'm not very confident. I don't know what to do. I don't have the right information. Well, voila, on site, beautiful people, very good hearted people, always looking out for the little guys, trying to get the best for the person with the plan and the people supporting that person with the plan. Not just a person with the NDIS plan, but their carers, the support workers. It's a holistic view of supporting people. And I feel like in today's world, I think that's what matters. Not just a one prong approach to a person, but a person centered care, as in, what does this person need? Not just to survive, but to thrive. How can we collaborate? How can we make the life of this person as amazing as it can be? So I feel very closely connected, and I'm sure you're already tired of hearing me say these words, like I'm closely connected. I feel like everyone who uses our space, I have a personal connection with them, because I am a chatter, and I will chat, and I will ask about how the space is going with you. But much more of that later. Let's just work through this. Now let's not lycra. Now Lauren is this beautiful young lady, and she had this thought that she wanted to have a dance class, but then we live in a society about where we all have body image issues. Like we think we are not good enough. Maybe we're not happy with our, you know, roles or lack of, or whatever, however, whichever shape and size we come in, we all have a body image issue that we are always thinking about. Now Lights No Lycra opens up this avenue where, with the use of music and a dark room, you can just be yourself without those thoughts in your head, without thinking, oh, that person is looking at me, or that person will see how my butt is wobbling when I'm dancing, or this. No, there's none of that. There is no lights. And that's what it means. There's no lights. We turn off all the lights, we black out all the windows that would let the light in. The only issue is the exit sign, but you can't really turn off an exit sign. So if anyone has an idea on how we can, kind of cover the exit sign a little bit, please, I'm willing to listen. It is our challenge at the moment. But Lauren and her mom, they rock up at 7:30 every Thursday evening, and they're there with that big speaker and with her playlist. And if you want, you can bring headsets that you can connect to Bluetooth and dance on your own music, or people can request musics to different music with Lauren, and she puts them all together in a curated playlist for 60 minutes, and off you go. No lights, close your eyes and just in the music. So I feel like it's so nice to have that opportunity as a community to do things that aspire us, that fill our cup, in essence. Hannah's house, oh, beautiful Hannah's house. So Hannah's house is a disability support service. But when I say that, it brings all sorts of images to you. Hannah's house is specific. Hannah's house is very specific to young children living with life altering disabilities, as in they are very vulnerable. They are in wheelchairs. They are under 24 hours care. Their parents have support workers. They have support workers. And our space hosts Hannah's house on a Friday as a playgroup. These kids come, they get to do activities that I run on playgroups on Tuesdays and Thursdays, like, painting, finger painting, sensory lights activities where it's just a push of a very soft button, but even doing that would take a lot of effort for this child. And it's just heartwarming because I think the cohort is very small, maybe 6 children come and attend, but the number of people that are in the room is brilliant. For each child, there's 2 support workers, there's their parents, there's the Hannah's house support workers. And like for Mother's Day or something, they'll do they'll grab a massage therapist to come in, and mums and dads can go and get a session with the masseuse while people are looking after their kids in a safe environment, to just switch off for maybe 15-20 minutes and just not be a parent, just be somebody who's getting a massage. And that's just so sweet. Now, later on in the presentation, I will highlight Hannah's house a little bit more because I've got a case study about them. Activate Mental Health, same. Activate Mental Health is such a gorgeous story because Raul, who is the guy in the middle in the green polo, he started Activate Mental Health because he wasn't very happy in his career, and he didn't find the support around that could get him to clock out and not think about work. He started this as a grassroots project to get a few friends together, play some board games, watch a TED Talk, discuss a TED Talk, things like that. I'm so happy to tell you that Activate Mental Health now has been with Victoria Park Community Centre 10 years. But not just that. They have finally gotten their charity status this year, and they've finally got enough. Like when I'm talking about them, I'm thinking of all the when they were hiring the space, when they first hired the space, it was space in kind. We didn't charge them for the space. But now Activate Mental Health has come to such a strong position where they are hiring the space. They're paying us money for all the time that they're hiring the space. And then that is a strong, story in itself. I could talk about them forever. Um, right. So let's, get to the crux of it. Highlighting my regular hires was just, trying to get them out there, their stories out there, and how they connect with people. Unlocking potential beyond just hires. And I'm sure you've heard already in the stories that I've said while highlighting my regular hires, how these four things happen collaboratively, cohesively, collaboratively. Uh, Co-promote activities. When I was showing you that slide with the what's on, this is what I mean. We are always offering marketing opportunities to all our hires, regular or otherwise. If they hire our space, the first question we ask is, can we support you with any marketing? And most of the time, the answer is yes. Then the next part is, okay, do you have collateral? Do you have any advertising material that we can build on to help? And most of the time, the answer is yes. We have the collateral, we have a flyer. Just having a flyer design on Canva helps so much. Including them into our VPCC stories. As you can understand, that happens organically. Every time I'm talking about the center, I'm talking about one of our hires. Every time I'm meeting somebody in community, I'm connecting them at some program or at some event that they have been at the center, and I'm going, oh, you I didn't know you had a kid. We have playgroup at the center. Are they between this age and this age? They can come. This is the fees for playgroup. Or if not, if they're in school, then we have a school holidays program. Would you be interested? Supporting reach and impact. It's subtle in the way we engage with our regular hires and have regular hires engage with community. The support for reach and impact, it's very subtle, it's very holistic. When you're talking about potential of regular hires, you're not nitpicking regular hires, you're looking at them as an organization, as a entity that engages with community. You're not taking one person of that organization to engage with community, you're engaging in networking together. And that's the beautiful idea behind it. Encouraging collaboration. Now, as I said earlier, Hannah's house, I'll highlight a little bit further down. Collaboration between hires. Last Friday, Hannah's house collaborated with another of our hires called Massive Playhouse Co. And they had a sensory play for that session on Friday. So it was, like oblek and pasta and grains and, just sensory stuff. Because these kids are so vulnerable that, they don't get to do much in life or in the current space that they're living in. They are either in hospital or at home or in transit. And having the space and collaborating between hires who kind of have overlapping values, interest, and can support each other, it just, it's a no-brainer to me, is to collaborate. This is the story that I'm just saying, that what we want to do is we want to connect. We want to be the people connector. Be it reach her, be it Hannah's house. Hannah's house with Messy Play, reach her with all our other cohorts. Like, for example, um, we host cultural dinners at Victoria Park Community Centre. As my good friend Carmela pointed out about me, that I'm the coordinator. Now, Reach Her has such an extensive CALD background cohort that cultural dinners are a no-brainer to not go to them. To say, "Hey, who's the most recent person that you would like to put into a public speaking role?" And they'll tell you, "Oh, this is our newest attendee." Yes, we take them. We ask them where they're from originally, what their background is. Would they love to share their culture with the community? And then what we do is we support that person to come up with a presentation, to come up with their most loved food from back home, and we have a dinner. We present the culture a little bit. We talk about the nuances around that culture, that heritage, as well as the food. What are some ingredients that are readily available, not available, how to source them in WA, things like that. And it's just a beautiful collaboration. And it shows how much regular hires go beyond the use of space only. I'm not going to read through any of these stories. Please feel free to read through them, because it's basically collaboration stories. This one highlights Messy Playhouse in a very redacted situation where Messy Playhouse came to be at our space through one of the facilitators attending playgroup with her child, looking at the space, loving the resources we had, and saying, "Okay, then how can I hire this space?" And the same goes with people attending any other training event, networking event, like I said, our Christmas party, or be it Reach Her did a careers expo last year. They opened up the whole center. They invited people, recruiters, not for profits, not non-government organizations to come in. I believe the town of Victoria Park was there as well, as one of our funding bodies. And it was just an information session of, yes, you are studying to get financial freedom. What is your next step? What are the pathways you can take to that? Do you want to be your own business? Would you like to own your own business, or would you like to work for somebody else? If you want to work for somebody else, what does that process look like? They had people who were stationed to help people resume build. There were people who were stationed to help people prepare for an interview, or have pointers. What are the things that interviewees need to be mindful of when looking for a job? So when I'm talking about regular hires being more than just a use of space, this is what I'm talking about. And so this is the impact about it, what are the demonstrated needs of it. And the conclusion is that we use public funding, but we use it in such a way that we get the maximum outcome of it. So please feel free to read these slides in your own time. Now that's like the middle portion of my presentation done. I'm looking at the time as well. Camilla, SpacetoCo's impact. So prior 2023 February, we were a manual system. So you can imagine people being in CRCs and community centers backgrounds. You can imagine the amount of paperwork, the backtracking, the communication, that all was so hard to manage. And back then we were a team of 2. Right now we're a team of 3, but still, it's people power, it's time. It's just so hard to track. 2023 February marked a jump, a better system. SpacetoCo partnered up with Victoria Park Community Centre, and our processes got streamlined. We have a better way of engaging with our regular hires, giving them all the information they need to know about the space before hire, after hire, during hire, or for example, if somebody is a regular hire, has put in the dates for the whole year, in summer, I send out an announcement saying, it is summer, it is warm. Please look after yourselves. Turn on the ACs. Make sure you turn them off before you leave. Also, use the filter tap that is available in the kitchen. Fill your water bottles. Be hydrated. So little things like that, the nuanced things like that, that shows social support in our space. The other biggest impact that SpacetoCo has had on Victoria Park Community Centre is time. It has saved me so much time with the streamlining of the communication and getting the information out there. Not just that, but also getting us visibility. Now, the town, although is a funding partner, they sometimes hire our space to use as well, and they pay for it. Even though they fund us, and we do organize events that are, free, where the space is given in kind. There are other aspects when the town, regardless of their commitment to us, hires the space as a regular hire. So it's not just about new hires, it's about people who love the space and keep coming back to it and bringing that, sense of inclusion. Advice for engaging regular hires. Yes, this is huge. Now, the warmth that comes from a person talking to you, then you just finding things on the website, well, I'm sure you can all, have some sort of connection to that. Meet face to face, that's the biggest thing. As I was saying, Lee and Karen popped in out of the blue. They didn't know the space, and I didn't know them. We didn't know on site, but they popped in. The energy was so amazing that they felt at home straight away. And they didn't want to move away. Like, they were like, no, we love this space, we want the space, and we're going to hire it weekly as an office for a full day. And that's money as well. But it also opens up that accessibility to people who didn't have access to NDIS service providers. Inviting them to community events. VPCC does a lot of free events like collaborative training days, workshopping, things like that, networking. We invite all our regular hires to any of the community events that we do. We encourage them to be a part of the community event if possible. For example, for our 30th birthday, we opened up the space. We had all our regular hires have a stall so that people who are living in community could come and see what they brought to the space. For example, Lauren had a table with just a boombox and some music, and he was like, yep, this is what we do. No lights, no lycra. You just come in whatever you want to wear, whatever you're comfortable in. The lights are off, have a dance. We had Catch Music, which is part of the Act, Commit, Belong program. Now, they do music sessions on every Tuesday afternoon, early evening, and they just jam. It's just a music session. Everyone brings their instruments, they plug it in, and away they go. It's a band session. It's so heartwarming. Caring for their needs as if they're part of the team. I don't know. Have I not said that enough? I think I've highlighted how much we want our regular hires to be a part of our team, how much we want to support them in any way we can, be it marketing, be it visibility, we have even some regular hires who really can't afford the space cost. And what we do is we have a special relationship with them. We accommodate what they can offer. And if they can't offer anything, we do give the space in kind. Empower them, get them grants through DOC or Tarnovic Park, and get them independence, financial independence, so that then they can feel like, they can give back. because it's all about empowering at the end of the day. We always spotlight all our regular hires on our social media. We we try and highlight one hirer a day over the week, and over the month we try and highlight all the hirers that are using this space. Now, because regular hires are of two types: people who regularly one off hire the space, or people who regularly hire the space as in every week. So what we do is we try and highlight those people all the time, so that no one's left behind. Takeaways: regular hires are community catalysts, yes, because they bring a service to the community center, and we then are the central location for accessibility to community. Oh, I do apologize, sorry. Accessibility to community. The value of regular hires beyond money is immense. Yes, they are hiring the space for an hour, which might be $50 or whatever it looks like in your space, but the non-monetary impact that that group or that event has is phenomenal. Let's just, for example, take a one-off event, which is maybe like a scam alert, or like a being safe online kind of event workshop for 2 hours. The ramifications of that, people taking that knowledge home and being safe online, knowing what are the types of information to be on the lookout for, is so critical. Invest time in relationships. I feel like I can't highlight that enough. Even if you can't engage with somebody, just offer them a cup of tea. That just is a very nice icebreaker, I believe. Tools to free up your time. SpacetoCo is the best. I When I started doing the admin here, I was taught to use SpacetoCo, and I feel like I can't go back. And SpacetoCo has always been very accommodating of Victoria Park Community Center. Every time I'm in a pinch, I call out to SpacetoCo. One of a few names in the chat popped out, like Alma, Lexi. You guys are phenomenal. If I'm stuck, I just reach out and I'm given support so quickly. I cannot highlight how much SpacetoCo means. My working life is so much easier. Now, these are my contact details. If you want to connect with me, if you want to collaborate with Victoria Park Community Center, please reach out. We are always happy to collaborate. I'm Alice, and this has been so nice. Thank you so much for your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alice. That was such an awesome jam-packed session. It was awesome to get to know all of your regular hirers, and already by individually highlighting each one of them in your stories, you are sharing the value of them into your venue and the wider impact in the community, as you've said. So just wanted to share, like, first of all, like, so grateful for your kind words with our booking system and our team. Like, we work hard to be able to provide the best in the game, and so we're so glad that it is giving you back the time to be able to just create those relationships. Then I just wanted to share a few of the key things that I got from your session. One of them is collaboration is key in nurturing relationships. To be able to connect and share their passions is important to see where groups can create lasting impact. As I loved when you said, as a venue, you want to be the thing that connects these relationships, and I think that is so crucial. And
Bring home.
yeah, and lastly, to be able to provide a space for these hirers to create large impacts for their community enriches your community venue. And so, yeah, thank you so much. I think so for those of you who are still watching, like, feel free to share your love to Alice from her session. As Alice has mentioned, we will be sharing her PowerPoint or her session, the recording, and also her contact details. Should any of you guys have any questions outside of this webinar. But other than that, we will just say goodbye to Alice. Again, show your love to her on the chat, but we'll just be moving on. So I'm just going to show my PowerPoint. Okay, so I think we might skip the question and answer today. Nobody has said anything on the chat anyway. But again, as I mentioned, if you do have any questions, you were interested in certain parts of the process or Alice's session, please contact her, collaborate, connect. Even if that's all you do, just connect and say hi. Yeah, that will already be of value. And I just wanted to share with everyone, as I mentioned in the beginning, SpacetoCo, our job is to help not only provide a great booking system for you who work in community venues, but we also create a whole heap of free, that's right, you heard it, fam, free resources for all of you guys, ranging from case studies to ebooks, guides, toolkits, checklists, with all types of topics, from increasing revenue, activating community venues, how to move to an online booking system. These are just some of them, but we will also share that in the follow up email that you will be receiving. And before you go, we wanted to invite you to our next upcoming session, which is next month in September. It will be really awesome. We have a certified leaderships coach joining us to talk about this. And we thought that this would be an awesome topic, how to handle difficult conversations. Alice has talked a lot about relationships, but sometimes those relationships can be really difficult to deal with. And so we want to be able to have the tools and the skills to be able to handle difficult conversations when they arise, with the different types of topics. And so our speaker, Tash, for next month will be helping us navigate through those difficult conversations. So this will be great for those of you who manage or work or volunteer, whether in and or out of a community venue. If you want to upskill and want to develop your skills in this regard, please tune in. Yeah, we'd love to have you guys. But other than that, we just wanted to say thank you again, Alice, for such an awesome session. I definitely learned so much and received so much from that. And yeah, we're so grateful for the work that you guys do in being able to provide this space for all your regular hirers and more. But other than that, everybody, we just wanted to say thank you again for tuning in. We hope that you just enjoy your day, and the rest of the week. And thank you again for the awesome work that you guys do in our local communities. Bye.